Anarchy Airwaves, where punk fights harder, plays faster, and never bows down. Alright, you leather-clad lunatics and pit-dwelling maniacs, Anarchy Airwaves is back, bringing you another bare-knuckle, beer-soaked battle straight from the gutters of hardcore history. Tonight, we're diving into a showdown of legends, a war of the West Coast Titans. Two bands that defined a movement, but only one walks away. In one corner, Black Flag, the heavyweights of hardcore, the sweaty, scowling wrecking crew led by none other than Henry Rollins. With Greg Ginn, Chuck Dukowski, and Bill Stevenson backing him up, these guys don't play, they punish. And in the other corner, Circle Jerks, the speed freak wrecking machine led by Keith Morris, the original Black Flag frontman, back with a vengeance. With Greg Hetson, Roger Rogerson, and Lucky Lehrer in tow, they're here to prove that wild beats brutal every damn time. It's a hardcore grudge match, punk versus punk, past versus present, chaos versus control. Fists will fly. Riffs will shred. And when the final blow lands, only one band will stand victorious. This is Punk Rock Showdown, Jerks versus Flag. Let the pit erupt. Keith Morris steps forward, cracking his neck, eyes locked on Henry Rollins, who stands with arms crossed, muscles tight like a coiled spring. Greg Ginn adjusts his guitar strap as if it were a weapon. Roger Rogerson flicks a cigarette into a puddle. Henry Rollins, you walked away, Keith. That means you stay away. Keith, and let you ruin my old band with sweaty dude poetry? Not a chance. Greg Ginn, you should have stayed retired. Greg Hetson, you should have stayed in tune. A tense pause, then, like a hardcore song kicking in, the fight erupts. Hetson versus Greg, the two guitarists clash first, throwing wild punches. Ginn swings a haymaker, but Hetson ducks and counters with a two-fisted slam to Ginn's ribs. Ginn gasps, clutching his side. Greg Hetson, that's for making Black Flag boring. Ginn snarls, grabs a broken beer bottle, and swings. Hetson dodges and roundhouse kicks the bottle from his hand, sending it shattering against a brick wall. Before Ginn can react, Hetson grabs him by the hair and slams his face into a dumpster. Roger versus Dukowski, the bassist circle. Fists raised. Chuck lunges, throwing a brutal right hook. Roger absorbs it and counters with a knee to the gut. Chuck staggers, then roars, charging full speed. Roger sidesteps at the last second, sending Chuck headfirst into a pile of trash cans. Roger. Looks like you're the one who got wasted tonight. Chuck tries to rise, but Roger delivers a devastating stomp to the chest. Chuck groans and stays down. Lucky Lehrer versus Bill Stevenson, the drummers go at it. Bill swings wildly, but Lucky is too fast, bobbing and weaving like a seasoned fighter. Bill Stevenson. Hold still, you little... Lucky interrupts with a spinning elbow to the temple, then sweeps Bill's legs. As Bill crashes to the pavement, Lucky leaps into the air and delivers a brutal stomp to his stomach. Lucky. That's called punk rock precision. Bill wheezes, clutching his ribs. Keith Morris versus Henry Rollins, the others are down. Only Keith and Henry remain standing. Rollins tightens his fists, sweat dripping from his forehead. Keith grins, bouncing on his feet like a man who lives for chaos. Rollins, you never had the discipline. Keith, and you never had the fun. Rollins rushes forward, launching a flying knee attack. Keith barely dodges, rolling back. Henry turns fast, swinging a brutal fist. Keith ducks and counters with a savage headbutt to Henry's nose. Blood sprays. Rollins stumbles, shaking his head. Keith doesn't wait, he grabs Rollins' head and delivers a vicious combo. Left hook, right hook, elbow to the jaw, then a spinning back fist. Rollins staggers, eyes dazed. Keith roars and finishes with a flying dropkick, sending Rollins crashing through a stack of wooden pallets. Rollins groans, trying to rise, but collapses. Keith dusts himself off, breathing hard. Black Flag is wrecked, sprawled across the alley like discarded flyers after a show. The Circle Jerks stand victorious, bruised but grinning. Keith leans over Rollins, grinning. Keith Morris, how's that for a rise above? He pulls a cigarette from behind his ear, lights it, and takes a long drag. Greg Hetson, time to get tacos. They walk off into the neon-lit night, leaving Black Flag broken in the alley. Wild in the streets, victorious in the fight. And that's a wrap on the hardest-hitting, fastest smashing, most brutal hardcore showdown in punk history. Black Flag came in heavy, mean, and ready to destroy, but the Circle Jerks came in faster, sharper, and completely unhinged. Keith Morris threw down, Greg Hetson wrecked shop, and when the final chord rang out, it was Black Flag laid out in the alley. Henry Rollins? He fought like hell, but in the end, he got dropped like a bad tour van transmission. Tonight, chaos wins over control. Wild beats brutal, and the Circle Jerks walk away as the last band standing. You just witnessed Punk Rock Showdown. Jerks vs. Flag, brought to you by Anarchy Airwaves, where the only rule is there are no rules. So keep your boots laced, your fists ready, and your amps loud. 'Cause the next fight is always just a stage dive away. This is Anarchy Airwaves signing off. Till the next riot.
Anarchy Airwaves is a wild, high-energy radio show that brings the chaos and intensity of punk rock to the airwaves. Hosted by a cast of anarchic personalities.